Did you know that studies estimate between 20% to 40% of married men admit to cheating at some point in their marriage? It's a number that forces an uncomfortable question. Why? Many people assume the answer is simple. If a man truly loved his woman, he would never cheat. That's what many women believe, and that's exactly why they're blindsided when it happens. Because the truth is, a man can love his woman completely and still cheat on her. It's not right, and it's not an excuse. But if you think love alone is enough to stop a man from cheating, you don't understand men. Most assume infidelity only happens when a relationship is broken, when the love is gone, when the connection has faded. But plenty of men have cheated on the woman they adore, the woman they would protect with their life. So why does it happen? Because men and women see love and sex as completely separate things. The idea that if he cheats, he must not love me is a woman-created fairy tale. For most women, sex and emotions are deeply connected. It's almost impossible to separate one from the other. But for men, sex can be purely physical, completely detached from love. That's why women assume, if he cheats, I wasn't enough. But that assumption comes from how she sees sex, not how he does. Cheating to most women always means something. It must be a sign that the relationship was broken, that he wasn't happy, that something was missing. But for most men, it doesn't mean any of that. That doesn't make it right. It just makes it real. And let's get one thing straight. Every man faces temptation. A man can love his woman completely and still feel the pull of desire. It doesn't mean he's unhappy. It doesn't mean he's looking to cheat. But not all men act on it, and when they do, there's a reason. For most men, sex isn't just a want, it's a need. It's not just about pleasure. It's not just about release. It's about connection, validation, and bonding. And this is where the fundamental difference lies. A man feels loved and emotionally connected through sex. In contrast, a woman needs to first feel love and emotional connection to fully open up to sex. This is why sex is to men what attention is to women. When a man feels sexually neglected, his suffering is dismissed. If he speaks up, he's called selfish. If he seeks validation elsewhere, he's condemned as a cheater. But when a woman feels emotionally neglected, society understands her pain. She's told she deserves more. She's encouraged to seek attention, validation, and fulfillment elsewhere, whether through friends, social media, or even subtle flirtation. This isn't about moral equivalence, it's about understanding human nature. But let's be clear, this doesn't justify cheating. A man always has a choice. In saying that, cheating when a core need is unmet isn't the cause of a broken relationship, it's the symptom of one. Because when intimacy disappears, the bond weakens. And when the bond weakens, many men, instead of leaving or fixing the issue, end up cheating. But not all cheating is about sex. Some men cheat because they feel invisible in their own home. At the start of a relationship, a man feels admired, respected, and desired. But over time, that energy fades. His partner becomes preoccupied with work, kids, or her personal life. Conversations that were once deep and engaging become nothing more than scheduling logistics, chores, and responsibilities. The playful energy, the excitement, the way she used to look at him, it's gone. At first, he shrugs it off. Then he buries it. Then he stops trying. And when a man emotionally disconnects, the physical desire starts to fade too. He still loves her and he wants the relationship to work, but something feels different. The warmth, the flirtation, and the excitement that once kept them close have disappeared. Over time, he starts noticing changes. She no longer puts in the effort to look attractive for him. She's gained weight, stopped dressing nicely, and doesn't seem to care. The effort she once made to capture his attention has faded. And when intimacy does happen, it's not the same. It feels more like an obligation than a desire. Men are visual creatures, and physical attraction matters, but so does feeling accepted. A man doesn't just want sex, he wants to feel wanted, valued, and embraced for who he is. When that fades and he no longer feels like a man in his own relationship, something shifts. And when that happens, he starts looking for a place where he does. And that's when temptation becomes harder to resist. Some men resist temptation, others don't. The drive for novelty is embedded deep in male biology. Throughout history, spreading one's genes meant survival. That instinct still exists today, but modern relationships demand monogamy. Some men adapt to that expectation, others struggle with it. For those who give in, cheating isn't about love, commitment, or even dissatisfaction. It's about the thrill of something different, the secrecy, the risk, the feeling of getting away with it. It's the same rush that keeps gamblers betting after they've already won. The same urge that makes people speed even when there's no reason to rush. The same excitement that fuels men to cheat, not because something is missing, but because it feels exhilarating. For many, the thrill isn't just about the act. It's about experiencing something they feel they can't have at home. Sex with the same partner becomes predictable, routine, maybe even boring. But with someone new, there's mystery, excitement, no expectations, no pressure to perform a certain way, just raw, uninhibited experience. This is why some men turn to escorts, not because they want a new relationship, but because they crave sexual freedom without judgment. They want to explore desires they're too afraid to ask for at home. They want to feel wanted without effort. They want a temporary escape from the role they play in their everyday life. For them, cheating isn't about love or even opportunity. It's about variety. And in that moment, love isn't what stops him. The rush is just too strong to resist. Then there are men who don't go looking to cheat. Cheating comes looking for them. It's easy to assume that every act of infidelity is premeditated. But for many men, it happens when the right opportunity meets the wrong moment. A business trip, a late night at the office, a conversation that drifts too far. He doesn't wake up planning to cheat, but then the moment is there. The woman who makes it easy, the situation that removes consequences, the temptation that suddenly feels too close to resist. Men with high status, athletes, celebrities, powerful executives, cheat at a higher rate, not because they love their wives any less, but because they have more access, more temptation, and fewer barriers. The more opportunities a man has, the more control it takes to resist them. And men, especially those who have never had options before, give in simply because now they can. For others, it's not just about temptation, it's about the environment they're in. A man who surrounds himself with cheaters is far more likely to cheat himself. At some point, it stops feeling like a choice. It starts feeling normal. When everyone around him treats monogamy as optional, it no longer feels like a moral failing. It just feels like what men do. And by that point, it's no longer about love, commitment, or even dissatisfaction in the relationship. It's just about going with the flow. And for some men, that's all it takes. Then there are men who cheat not because something is missing in their relationship, but because something is missing inside them. For them, cheating is about proving something to themselves. Some do it for the ego boost. They need to know they still got it, that they're still desirable, that they can still attract women. Maybe they were never that successful with women before settling down. Maybe they're aging and don't feel as sharp as they once were. And when another woman shows interest, it feeds that insecurity. It makes them feel powerful again. Others aren't chasing validation. They're running from time. Age is catching up. Their youth is slipping away. They don't feel as attractive, as energetic, or as confident as they once were. The attention of a younger woman feels like a second chance. a chance to feel young again, a chance to forget reality, even if just for a moment. But for some, it's not about ego or turning back the clock. It's about something deeper. It's about rejection. At first, they hesitate to ask for what they truly want, whether it's more intimacy, new experiences, or just to feel desired again. They test the waters, initiating affection, trying to spark the connection, but each time they're met with resistance. She's too tired, she's not in the mood, maybe tomorrow, maybe later. At first he brushes it off, telling himself it's just a phase. He tries again, and again, but the more he's turned away, the more it starts to feel like rejection. Not just of his advances, but of him. Eventually, he stops seeing the point in trying, and in its place, resentment starts to grow. A man who feels rejected over and over will eventually stop asking, and when he stops asking, he starts looking. Maybe he actively seeks the opportunity, maybe the opportunity finds him. Either way, the result is the same. By then, it's not even about the woman he's with anymore. It's about proving to himself that he still matters. Most people think preventing cheating is about trust, but trust isn't enough. It's about understanding what actually influences whether a man stays faithful or crosses the line. At its core, a relationship exists to fulfill each other's deepest emotional and physical needs. When those needs are met, the bond strengthens. When they aren't, cracks start to form. A man who feels desired, valued, and deeply connected to his partner has fewer reasons to stray. A woman who feels cherished, prioritized, and emotionally fulfilled has fewer reasons to seek attention elsewhere. But even when everything seems right, cheating can still happen. Because sometimes it has nothing to do with the woman he's with. It's the need for variety, the craving for excitement and risk, the response to an opportunity he never expected. And that's where most people get it wrong. They take it personally. They assume if they had been more attractive, more loving, more everything, it wouldn't have happened. But sometimes you can do everything right and he still might do it. Not because he didn't love her, not because she wasn't enough, but because cheating and love were never the same thing. And the worst thing a person can do is destroy themselves over something that was never about them. If you found this video insightful, you might like another one on a similar topic. Click on the thumbnail to watch or keep exploring. Also, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel.